So you know that awkward moment when you're the only one not skiing on top of the mountain? So, I'm in Switzerland right now, which is really, really awesome. I'm in a gondola right now, as you might be able to tell. There's lots of skiers all around me right now. I was the only one on top of the mountain not going skiing. But I don't care. I wanted to have a gondola ride, and so that's what I'm doing now. I kind of just want to talk about my time so far in Switzerland and just what it's been like for me. So we got to Switzerland a few days ago. We're in the Interlaken area of Switzerland, and FYI, I'm from Alaska, so this is, even though I'm usually surrounded by mountains, these are the Swiss Alps, and they're awesome, and I can't even, but yeah, anyway. The first day that we were here, a bunch of us went to Lauterbrunnen, and we hiked up areas with waterfalls, and it was really, really warm out. Just that alone was beautiful and wonderful, and I adored it. It was just so fantastic. And again, I say, coming from Alaska, where I'm surrounded by mountains all the time anyway, it was just something so beautiful and so different. So it's pretty awesome, I gotta say. And this is me speaking as an Alaskan who has mountains like this too, but this is really awesome. So we hiked around a lot that day. And then we went to, after we were in Lauterbrunnen, we spent the afternoon in Grindelwald. That's like a really nice shop area and everything, and we went around the shops, and there's just lots of people in ski equipment everywhere, just everywhere, which is really, really awesome. I love the fact that skiing is such a huge part of the culture here, which is really interesting. Basically our first day. So the second day, we got 3-day passes, which is how I'm able to do this now, be on this gondola. We went up to Fierst, which is a point on the mountain above Grindelwald, and we sledded down for like 3 hours. It was probably the most amazing experience of my life, sledding in the Alps. So we went up to Fierst with the gondola, and then we went down to Bort, and then back up to Fierst, and then down to Bort again, which are different points on the gondola strip, I guess. But just sledding down the Alps, it was just the most breathtaking, beautiful, amazing experience of my life. If you go the way that we went with jeans and no skiing equipment at all, you're gonna get really, really wet. But it's worth it. It's very, very worth it. So that's basically that took us most of the day. We actually went around the wrong way, and instead of going straight to Grindelwald, we went to Lauterbrunnen and then took the train all the way through the mountains and then got to Grindelwald. So that took like 2 hours just doing that, but it was worth it because we got to see all the beautiful mountains, and it was a beautiful day that day. Yesterday we had class because it wasn't a great day. It wasn't a great, like, it was rainy and snowy all yesterday. So we had class in the morning, and then the afternoon we were free to use our passes because it was a 3-day pass, so we might as well use it. So I went up to Murin, which is a town up in the mountains. You have to take a tram to get up there, and it was fantastic. I sat in a cafe and I looked over the mountains, and I read, and then I went to shops, and then as I was leaving the shops in Murin, there was this great big blizzard that came out, and it just made me so happy. So I'm walking through a blizzard type thing right now. This is totally a town on top of a mountain. How crazy is that? I like Switzerland a lot. I'm really curious if I'm going to be able to get down this mountain, considering I'm alone. There's kind of blizzard type thing happening. But oh well. I walked back to the train station, then to the tram. Loads of fun. One of the things that made me really, really happy being in Murin was the fact that it's a really, really tiny town, and everything is just really quaint, and it's in the mountains, and it just gave me this huge sense of feeling just at home in a way, because I'm from a really, really tiny town in Alaska. Of only like 400 people. And on top of all of that, I have Swedish heritage. My great-grandma came from Sweden, and so my mom is very into Swedish things. And she also tells stories of Switzerland as well, so I remember I grew up hearing stories of Switzerland and Sweden, and we have Swedish stuff all over our house. And so just being in a town in the mountains where everyone's sledding everywhere, just like I heard about in the stories growing up, was just such a surreal moment for me. I can't even describe what I'm feeling right now. All my life, I've been hearing stories, story after story after story of Heidi and Treasures in the Snow, and all the things I grew up hearing and seeing in my house were Swedish or from Europe. And for the first time in my life, I'm surrounded by the stories that I grew up with. I just want to cry. I cried this morning when I was talking to my parents. Growing up in Alaska, I was surrounded by a culture that wasn't mine. There's always native stuff happening, native beadwork, native dancing, native potlatches. Always for me, I grew up thinking of the mountains and Sweden, and I was never aware that that was what I was thinking. It was more just, there was Swedish stuff all over my house, and my mom told us stories. My mom's an amazing storyteller. It always looked like this. Like that. It always did. Growing up in America, it's like I've been told that I don't have a culture because I'm white. For the first time in my life, I see something that looks like my culture. This is white culture. This is something so beautiful. This is Swiss culture. I'm not Swiss, but I am Swedish. And I don't really know the difference, and I don't know the similarities, but it sure as anything feels very similar to what I grew up surrounded by in my house and hearing stories of. This is probably one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had in my life. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for being here and for having the opportunity to be here and see all of this. I always just thought I was just white, and that's all that I was. And I have a culture. It's so beautiful. I don't know what else to say. So I'm walking around this town in the mountains, and I went to a store to buy some Swiss chocolate, and they were telling me that they were closing after I was in there for like 5 minutes. It's noon. Why are they closing at noon? This is just like a grocery store. And apparently a lot of things in this town close at noon and then reopen like an hour or two later. So that's different. I find it interesting, but cool at the same time. I just love small towns like this so much. It makes me feel like I'm home. I've never experienced being somewhere that's like home away from home type thing. A place I've never been before. I'll probably never be again. But I'm home here. And it just makes me really happy. I'm off on another adventure now. See if I can go all the way across the mountains in a gondola. Because I have a pass, so why not use it? Guys, travel. This is one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, was going on this study abroad. Like, easily the best decision I made in my life is going on this study abroad. I can't stress that enough. I always thought I wouldn't have enough money or that I wouldn't be able to do it, but now that I'm here, it's worth it a millionfold. I've been in Europe for 2 months now. I've mostly been in Germany, but I'm in Switzerland now, and now I feel like I can't get enough of it. I just want to travel all the time and even more, and it's so beautiful seeing the entire world that God created. And, you know, our world isn't just America. Our world isn't just that little piece of land. And I know that we all know that, but going other places like Europe or other places in the world just, oh my goodness, it stresses it so much, and you feel so small. And just to realize how big the world is and how intricate it is and how many cultures there are and how we are not the center of the world. Being here, it's like all of a sudden I have so much more imagination and so much more creativity. It's like when you experience new things, you just have new things to output, I guess. But it's just like, it's been just this huge thing for me since I've been in Europe, in that being creative, suddenly all of the creative urges and all of these things that I haven't really cared to do that much when it comes to art, suddenly that's all I want to do. All I want to do is express myself. I guess my whole point in all this has been to very much just talk about how this trip has affected me, how if you have the opportunity to go abroad. It is worth it. It is so worth it. It is doubly, triply, a million times worth it. But yeah, this trip has just been so significant to me in more ways than I could count. In just the sense that it's not only broadened my horizons, it's broadened my horizons, it has just given me the experience of a lifetime, in the sense that I've sledded down the Swiss Alps. By the time I leave, I'll have lived in Europe for 3 months. I have gone all over the Swiss Alps. I'm riding a gondola in the Swiss Alps. I will have lived in a town in Germany for 2 months. I guess this is just an Alaskan wandering around Switzerland, and those are my thoughts. Okay. Have a good day. Bye. Now I'm in a thing. Okay, we're going.